Guys, welcome back to the University of Smother. I am your host, Nixon the Dark, the internet's leading expert on unattractive behavior. See what I did there? Of course, extra clever. We've always got these plays on words here at U of S. We are devoted to smothering you with our wisdom. No, of course not. We are here to entice you, seduce you into wanting and desiring the value that we can provide you, a man who wants to be more attractive. Smothering behavior, we've touched on it already in a couple of segments. Back again, we promised you that there was a core psychological component to the impulse to smother. Yes, literally the fear of abandonment. Why would you, as a man, grip so tightly to a relationship? Because you fear that if you let go, they will never come back. Yes, it has its roots in a lot of childhood issues. I recommend that you pick up a copy of No More Mr. Nice Guy by Dr. Robert Glover, read or listen to it multiple times, and you will get a great foundational understanding of the basics of the nice guy syndrome, which includes a lot of toxic attachments like this smothering behavior. That's it. That's the recommendation, and we suggest you go with it, but we also suggest, as we always do on this channel, build your own value. The foundational work of No More Mr. Nice Guy and examining and reflecting on this toxic attachment is useful, but generally there is a lack of a practical correlation to help you truly eradicate a fear of abandonment in your life. What do we say over and over again on this channel? Build your own value. This is fundamental to eradicating that fear of abandonment. It is great to recognize every contour and understand in every last minute detail the nature of that fear of abandonment, that toxic attachment. It takes value to get rid of that fear in your life. Build your own value. That's the value that will raise your esteem out in the marketplace, the sexual marketplace, the relationship marketplace, the social marketplace. We don't refer to the inarticulable human dignity that every human being has. We recognize that all of us have worth, but it is the value that others can see and participate in that will help you with your fear of abandonment. Build that value. Recognize that you have that value. When you know you have value because you worked your ass off to get it, it starts to seem kind of silly to be afraid of somebody leaving you. Why? Because you have value. People do not abandon valuable things. Valuable things are scarce in this world, and a truly valuable man is a very, very scarce commodity. If somebody sees a truly valuable man dropped off by the side of the road, they will swerve off the interstate, grab him, dust him off, and put him up on their top shelf as their prized find. Yes, if you have value, it is scarce. You do not spend time worrying about the scarcity that you think exists because you lack value. Yes, when you think you lack value, whether you have it or not, you see a scarce world out there where that one girl, if she leaves you, you'll never find another. But if you know that you have value, you know that you live in an abundant world where you may be a scarce resource. When you recognize your own value that you have worked really hard to build, you know that other people out there want access to it. Access that you are definitely willing to give if you get the value you seek in return. What is going to be more difficult for you is not dealing with this fear of abandonment or getting rid of this thirst. Thirst will go away when you focus on your own value. The bigger issue that a lot of men have is not being valuable. It is getting that value into the marketplace, letting people know how valuable you are, because you cannot just hand out your resume or show your bank balance to other people or tell them about relationships instead of showing them. Yes, getting your value into the marketplace for people, especially women, to recognize That is a real challenge. Every bit the challenge that cultivating and developing and recognizing that value in yourself is. If you do all three of these, it will be such an afterthought to you that fear of abandonment and this notion of smothering behavior were ever a reality in your life. Yes, there's always that fundamental baseline strategy if you are ever back in a smothering situation, which is recognize it and back off. But when you have value, it's almost like a different language. There's something rather refreshing about the fact that when you refocus and recalibrate in this way, these things that seemed hugely problematic in your life, they vanish to almost nothing. Is this a real issue? Yes. Do you need to recognize it and do some work to reflect and truly understand the nature of it? Kind of, sort of. I'm not giving a full absolute, you've got to have every last detail of your life on lock before you can move forward. No, that's not the case. Recognize it, understand it, acknowledgement, get some background in it, because if you have these frustrating impulses, then yes, you need to understand them to move beyond them. But then when you start building value and build and see that compound interest and then figure out how to get your value into the marketplace, you are living a wholly different life. We are here to help get you there. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, and follow You Smooth for more content.